Welcome to another season of In the Zone videos, the educational video series where we take a previous hunt and the video from that hunt and break it down to illustrate and really show the tactics and the situation that we were in to get us close enough to get a shot. Before we jump in though, I want to take a minute and thank the sponsor for this series, Exo Mountain Gear. I started wearing Exo packs several years ago when they first came out, and they're still the most comfortable and purpose-designed hunting pack I've ever used. They weigh about 4 pounds empty, and they compress down small enough that I can wear it as a fast and light day pack, but then also have the ability to carry far more weight than anyone needs to pack on their back and do it comfortably. By spanning every need that I have in a hunting pack, day hunting, bivvy hunting, and then packing heavy loads of elk meat back to the truck, all with one pack, they're truly the best pack that I've found for my style of hunting. I hope you're enjoying these episodes of In the Zone and that you're picking up a few nuggets of information that'll hopefully help you out on your elk hunts this fall. Hunting with my hunting partner Donnie is always a good time, but our early season archery hunt in Idaho this past fall was extra special. We'd struggled for 6 days to even find elk, and anything we found was pretty much non-responsive. So on the evening of day 6, we completely relocated, hoping that we could find a bull that would cooperate.
Got another big meadow up here, like 300 yards. Get up to it. Look at it. Maybe throw an audio test out. See how well it echoes.
We hiked 3 or 4 miles up into the drainage we decided to hunt that evening, and with around an hour or so of daylight left, came out in a large meadow at the upper end of the drainage. The meadow was completely surrounded by thick timber, and several finger ridges ran down into the meadow. We were hoping we might be able to get a bull to bugle from a ridge above the meadow, but as I slipped up to the edge of the meadow, there was already a nice 6-point bull feeding right out in the middle of it. Donnie slipped in and got set up right on the edge of the timber, and I moved back 40 or 50 yards behind him to start calling, hoping to pull that bull over to the edge of the meadow and close enough for Donnie to be able to get a shot. The bull was 80 or 85 yards away from Donnie, and I just needed to pull him in 25 or 30 yards closer for Donnie to be able to get a shot. And he was definitely interested in the calls, but evidently not interested enough to head our way. After a few minutes, the bull moved off behind a strip of timber that extended out into the meadow. So Donnie got up with intentions of moving up to the edge of the timber strip, which would give him plenty of cover for making a stalk and should put him within shooting distance of the bull. Just as Donnie was getting ready to start easing toward the bull, a second and even bigger bull came walking out. The second bull crossed about 60 yards in front of Donnie and headed into the timber, most likely circling around behind where I was calling from to try to get my wind. I recognized that the bull would likely win Donnie if he made it very far into the timber, so I quickly swung around the bottom edge of the meadow, hoping my relocating would pull one of the bulls out into the meadow and in front of Donnie. Realizing that the bulls didn't seem to be too interested in my calls and knowing we were running out of daylight, Donnie decided to get up and push in, ready to make something happen when a third bull entered the meadow, heading straight for my calls. The third bull entered from the top side of the meadow, on the opposite side of the meadow from Donnie, but since I had already swung around to the bottom side of the meadow to call to the first two bulls, I was now pretty much locked down on the same side as the third bull. And if he came straight into my calling, he'd likely pass too far and out of range for a shot for Donnie. Fortunately, with the wind going pretty much straight from the bull to Donnie, the bull started circling around to my downwind side, which brought him right over in front of Donnie. We could have stayed right there where we were for the last day of the hunt and likely experienced the same results we'd experienced the past 6 days. But we knew that relocating to a new area couldn't be any worse than the area we'd been hunting. So rather than doing what we'd been doing and expecting a different result, we relocated and finally found bugling bulls and called in our first and only bull of the hunt.